So I started the program at 202 pounds and I lost 22 pounds in 30 days. Within 10 days, you're starting to see immediate results. And it just goes to show you that I was carrying weight that I needed to lose. I think about the long term. I want my heart not to be overworking now when that's avoidable. It's an amazing feeling, and I know that I'm not going to be that same guy ever again.
If you're serious about losing that weight and regaining your health and vitality, call the number on the screen right now.
Hi, Damon Davis. Welcome to the Zoe Life. I want to thank you for spending this time with us, making an investment of your time into some conversation that I believe will shift you in the direction that you're wanting to go. Today's guest is Shelby. He's a friend, and he's an author, and he's a speaker, and he is the man who's here to help us figure some stuff out. His book, No Hands and No Excuses, is getting a really interesting feedback from our audience. So many people that have gone through some devastating stuff and have found themselves in the same place I did when I met Lee and heard his story, and that is, we really don't have any excuse. And I want to welcome you back to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
I don't want to go into a lot of the story here because I want us to get right into some topics that I feel people need to hear about, need to understand. So instead, I want to just roll a little bit of the tape from our last interview.
All right.
As you shared with me what happened that fateful day.
Yes.
But a day that became a moment of change.
Exactly.
In your life, and as a result of your testimony, the life of so many people.
Good.
Let's watch this. We'll be right back. People have flipped the channel and they've stopped on us.
Right.
And they see you. So I want to go right into this by you sharing with us what happened.
Well, my accident happened on August 12th, 1991. So I worked for a utility company in Memphis, Tennessee. So I was an overhead distribution lineman for that company. And that day when I had my accident, I got burned in my right hand, into my left hand, came out under my armpit, and burned off both hands to where they had to be amputated.
Dear God.
Yes.
Back up if you would.
Okay.
May I walk through that
please.
a little bit?
Yeah.
So you're on a pole?
All right, so I'm in a bucket truck working on a service going from the pole to a lady's house.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So my job was to cut down that service.
So to you, it's just another day on the job.
It was an ordinary day.
It's an ordinary day.
Ordinary day, ordinary Monday.
Yeah.
But something extraordinary happened.
Okay.
Whenever I go to cut down the conductors, I have a pair of bolt cutters, red metal handle bolt cutters. There was a primary conductor which carried 13,200 volts in it.
God.
Okay? So whenever I cut one, I cut two, and whenever I went to cut the top, this hand went in to that primary conductor.
Oh my God.
That was 13,200 volts. It went into the right hand, into the bolt cutters, into the left hand of the bolt cutters, up my left arm, and came out under my left armpit.
Oh my God.
13,200 volts is supposed to kill someone.
Wow, it's a miracle.
So I was able to survive that accident, something that was supposed to have killed any other person. I was able to survive to do this.
All right, so very quickly, what goes through your mind at the moment that you realize you wake, you're carted away, you come out of unconsciousness, you have lost your hands, your life has changed, it's never going to be the same. What's going through your mind?
I had to realize that I had to make a change. God was still there, and He was going to work through me to do exactly what I'm doing right now. So I had to make that decision in my head that I was going to make that change in my life and get up out of that bed and go back to living a full life.
Yeah.
Exactly like I'm doing now. I couldn't lay in that bed all day. I couldn't lay in a hospital bed. I couldn't lay at home, let somebody take care of me. So I had to make a decision, and I couldn't have any excuses just because I didn't have any hands.
Yeah. We're going to explore the battlefield that happens right here between our ears.
Right.
The battle of the mind, the belief system and the thought life that, if we're not careful, will set itself up as a barrier for you to achieve all that, well, that you've dreamed about. Or perhaps calamity has struck, you've stopped dreaming. Regardless of where they are, these are the stories we receive from people who write us, call us, connect with us, and our guests that are here. And that is that there's something they want to do. There's something they want to achieve. And for some reason, they find themselves in the same place, day after day, month after month, year after year, trapped, settling for mediocrity, not doing the things that you know you were designed to do. But deep inside, there's a fire burning.
Right.
There's more to my life than the struggle and the obstacles that I'm experiencing. And in each and every case, the difference between moving from where we are, overcoming the fear, getting the confidence to win, and your destination is this battlefield. It's the battlefield of the mind. And I sit here with a man who some of you are meeting for the first time, who went to hell and back, if I can say it bluntly.
Sure.
You lost your hands. You were limited immediately. Life changed.
Day one.
You couldn't do anything about it.
Nothing.
But this much is sure. If you didn't win this battle,
Right.
then we would be sitting here hearing a story that would be completely and totally different than the one I observe.
Exactly.
Which is a man who is on his A game.
Right.
Who is a man who is not limited by what's going on. In fact, I want to do one more little play of a video. I want to show you, so embarrassing, I want to show you what this man does every day. Watch this. What in the world are you doing?
Daily workout, keeping the mind, body, and spirit in shape. So if I want to take care of myself, I've got to keep my body in shape. I'm doing exactly what the Zoe is all about. I am making sure that I don't have any high blood pressure, any cholesterol problems, any issues with my body. I'm making sure that I stay in shape, I eat right, I work out every day, but I also travel. So I have to work out in gyms and workout centers in the hotels. But whenever I can, I'm out in the garage, I'm out at the gym, I'm out wherever I can to take care of this body, this shell, so I can make this work right.
Got it. Well, you just walked me through logistically what's happening, and I can see you're making me look really bad by those push-ups and work in the bag. But beyond logistically, beyond what we just saw, there's something behind that.
Right.
There's a thought process. There's an understanding that you have that I'm hoping people could get today. And that is that, help me, make sure I'm on the right track, nobody's going to do it for you.
No.
The life that you have, in many ways, is the life that you design.
And you create.
Talk to me.
I didn't create this on my own, okay? Now, granted, God gave me the ability to do this, okay? But I had to go out and create the opportunities that I use right now. So if I wanted to go out and work out, I had to create a way to do that. I can't go out and do some of the things that they do in a gym. So I created my own system, my own functions. Why? Because I wasn't scared to do it. I walk back into a gym full of people that are there that are going to every day, that are completely total bodied, and I'm walking in there with prosthetics, and then I'm dropping them off, and I'm putting other prosthetics on, I'm doing other things, and these people, they're Snapchatting, they're Instagramming me all over the place, and they're looking at me, they're wondering what I'm doing. I'm telling them, you know, I've got to keep myself in shape. Why? Because I've got to, it's part of that psychological battle. If I can keep this going, I'll keep this going. If I can keep this going, I'll keep this going.
When catastrophe struck, you had a decision to make.
Yes.
Settle in and accept what befell you, or instead of it owning you, you owning it.
Exactly.
So you talk about it in your book, and you just spoke to it here. One of the things you have to overcome was fear.
Fear.
That's big for people, isn't it?
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Fear is the biggest obstacle you're going to overcome. Fear causes you to make excuses. Fear causes you to be trapped in a situation that you don't want to stay in. If you're afraid to move, sometimes you just got to walk up to the edge of that cliff and jump. I don't care what happens. You just got to jump. You may hit the bottom of the ravine, but you're going to climb back up and you're going to jump again.
Yeah.
Every time you jump, you're going to learn something.
Yeah.
And if you don't learn something from every mistake, every fall, everything that you've done, you're not going to grow. But you've got to not be scared.
You talk about it in your book that beyond fear, one of the things you had to overcome was, and I'm going to say it in Damon's words, approval addiction.
Right.
Being more concerned or consumed with what other people think versus what you know.
Right.
Talk to me about that.
I couldn't worry about what other people saw in me, what other people thought whenever they looked at me. When they look at me, they're looking at me and they're seeing a guy that they have never seen before. I mean, have you ever walked in and saw a person with no hands? Bilateral below elbow amputee? No. The majority of the world has not. And whenever they see that, they're curious. So they're curious about what happened. They're curious. They want to know. They ask me questions. I'll walk them through it. I tell them exactly what happened to me. But I'm not scared to talk to them. I walk around in short sleeve shirts, t-shirts, shorts all the time. And kids talk to me. Grown-ups talk to me every day. But they want to know. They're curious. So I am not scared to walk out into any public place, anywhere, any city, any state, any country, any town, wherever, and talk to anyone. And I had to overcome that. Overcoming that fear of being in front of people is one of the largest fears people have. Well, I overcame that fear. I was willing to go out and put myself out there and not worry about what other people thought. I didn't need their approval. I only needed one person's approval.
Yeah, well said. A friend of mine said, I got tired of living a life where my happiness was trapped in someone else's head.
Right.
You have somehow decided that the life you're going to have is going to be the life you said that you created.
Right.
What if you don't know where you are? What if you don't know, in other words, where you're supposed to be? What if you don't know what you're supposed to do? That before the excuses, it's just being at the place that I'm lost, I'm confused, and I'm discouraged.
How many of us haven't been there? How many of us haven't faced that exact challenge before? Nobody has a roadmap that tells them exactly. You don't know exactly where you're going to be doing 2 weeks from now, do you? No, you don't. You don't know what's going to happen.
Sure.
No one knows what's going to happen. You live in the moment that you have. Never look back at the past. Don't live in the past. Live in the present and look forward to the future.
Yeah.
As long as you do that and don't be scared to press forward, move forward with your life will be dynamic.
I hear confidence.
Yes.
Where does this come from, though, Lee? Your response to adversity is, I can take that hill.
Sure.
Most people stand at the base of that mountain and they see that hill and they say,
That's a big hill.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get over that hill.
Where is this from? You're always like this.
To a certain extent, I was like this before, but I had to learn to become like this even more so after the accident.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, so after the accident, if I wanted to fulfill and create and live the life I wanted, then I had to start doing exactly what I'm doing now. I started small, and I built, and I built, and I built, and I built to where I am right now. Confidence has to build. You have to build that confidence. The more I went out, the more I did things, the more successful I got at doing certain tasks, the more the confidence built. But I couldn't be scared of trying.
I would imagine there were obstacles that came along that challenged you, perhaps so strong that the easiest thing would have been to retreat. But you have pressed through. What is that? Because that's where a lot of people are. Right. If I were to drive us to a center point of this show, what do I want people to take away? It's that nothing is going to change in your life unless you decide that you have got to make a change.
Unless you make a conscious decision to make that change. When you decide in your head that you're going to do it, you'll do it. But you have to decide. You have to make a decision. And that decision has to come from you. It can't come from your peer pressure. It can't come from family. It can't come from anyone else. It has to come from inside of you. And when you make that decision, you'll take the necessary steps to accomplish a task. You may not accomplish it the first time. You're going to fall. You're going to fail. If you're going to get back up, and you're going to keep pressing, and you're going to do it again and again and again and again, and pretty soon people are going to see that's a resilient person. They're not going to stop. You know, and that gives you hope. That right there, that in itself gives you it helps you over with psychological battles once people start to see, well, that guy's really serious. He's really not going to stop.
Yeah. In our last time together, you likened that whole process, attempt, perhaps fail. I won't use the term fail. You didn't. A setback becoming a set up for the next level.
Right.
In that process, you likened it to, if I recall, working out, that you're working out your muscles.
Right.
That every single time you have to get up and go at it again, you are building strength.
Exactly.
Hit that again for us.
You're building strength, you're building resilience, you're building up that inner strength. It's not the physical strength. You've got to have the inner strength. You've got to have the mind, the inner strength to get yourself out of bed every morning. So many people want to lay in bed every day and say, you know, I just don't feel like it. I can't do it. You have to have the inner strength to get up, face the day, good or bad, face it, go through it, do whatever you got to do, and face the next day. Come back home and do it again, and do it again, and don't stop.
I know your answer is going to be the obvious, but some people are so far down. They mistakes or things have happened to them, and they feel so beaten up and worn out, and have this mindset that they're working from a position that is so far back. Why even try?
Right. That's the problem when they think, why even try? You've got to try. I don't care how far back in the back of the field you are, you've got to try. You can't stop even though you're at the back of the line. You've got to keep working to catch up to the line. You've got to keep working to get to the middle of the line, and you've got to work harder to get to the front of the line. And if you make it, that's great. If you don't, you know what you've done? You've kept trying.
Yeah.
You've kept proceeding. You kept pushing forward. You kept progressing. You got better. Nobody said you had to be first. You don't have to be the best. But progress is what it takes. If you proceed to move forward, you're going to be successful.
Sure.
Success isn't defined as riches either.
No, it's not. And success is not a destination.
No.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
It said that I would rather have failed trying
than not try
than
at
have
all.
failed to try.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Exactly.
I think about all of the people, Thomas Edison, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., make a list. And every single one of the stories of success and breakthrough and great accomplishment, you will find great struggle, great strain, and in almost every case, story after story, example after example of falling down and having to get up.
How many times did Thomas Edison try to invent the light bulb?
I think he said, I ran out of things to fail at.
Right.
The only obvious was finding the solution.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
So if we apply some of what we are just talking about here, do you believe that people watching, whether it's trying that one more time to lose that weight, or one more time to fix that marriage, or one more time to find that mate, or one more time to get that right spot in the job or get that job, do you believe that this moment could be the moment of decision for the person watching, that this could be the moment that the decision changes everything?
Exactly. This is it. This is your defining moment. Seize it, grab it, take advantage of it. Learn something from this moment right now, that you can do this. If I can do it, you can do it.
No excuses.
No excuses.
You've written a book that walks people through not just information, but you have built a blueprint to give them a step-by-step strategy like, hey, this is what you do day one. This is how you walk out the journey to change. That's here. But what's also here, Lee, is a manifest for right thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the battle of this mind.
Right.
Do you ever find today that this struggle and strain is not present?
Oh no,
It's always there.
It's always there.
So when you encourage people, you speak all over the world.
Right.
You teach people to live a life without excuses. I would bet you don't one time say, hey, just because you get the book and say, yes, I'm ready to change, that struggle is going to go away.
Never going to go away. Not going to happen. Not the very first day. No. No, it's not a miracle cure. It's a guide. It's not a pill. It's not going to cure you immediately. It's a guide to go by. When you get started, don't stop. Keep pushing. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't make excuses from this point on. Never stop.
I have a wellness center many people know who watch this program, and we work with people locally in our market, and we work with people all over the world. And it has been weight loss that has been an amazing hook, if you will, to get people on the pathway to discover the Zoe life. Zoe life, by the way, is Greek for extraordinary life.
Right.
A lot of us live the ordinary or maybe struggling life. There is a place called Zoe where you can achieve the extraordinary life. But you know what's interesting? It's usually when someone, and by the way, people are losing all kinds of weight.
Oh, yeah.
We have people losing 20 pounds in 20 days. We had a lady who was on an oxygen tank, metformin, as a drug for diabetes, type 2 diabetic, and her doctor said if she didn't get the weight off, they're going to take her foot. True story. True story. Name's Janet. She lost 45 pounds in the first 30 days with our program. She went back to her doctor, and the doctor said, what have you done? She said, I have applied, here's where I'm going, I have applied the principles of the Zoe life. Now watch. It works. What you're talking about, it works every single time for those who work it.
Exactly. But you have to work it.
But you have to work it.
Exactly. Don't quit.
So what is the thing that causes some people to just buy the book, come to the seminar, expecting that just by buying the book and coming to the seminar, it's going to change, versus the people who say, okay, I'm going to do exactly what Lee says that I need to do.
They don't put forth the effort to work it every day. Life happens. I mean, you can get started on this journey that you're wanting to be on and try to lose weight or better yourself, and life will step in and happen. And then once it does, you lose track of it. No, don't lose track. Stay on track.
Yeah.
Continue with life. Take care of what has to be done, but do not lose your focus. Do not forget the track that you're on.
Something tells me that now first of all, you come across as the Terminator. I mean, you're a strong dude. You're fierce, you're confident, you're a little bit intimidating. But something tells me beneath that, behind that, is immense love for people. And I would go as far as to ask you immense compassion for people. Am I right?
Right. I do. You go through something like this without having compassion for people, you're a cold-hearted person. That I have a lot of, and you know, I talk to groups all the time, and every time I speak to someone, I tell them all the same thing. I don't care how many of them are in that room. I tell them all, I only do this for one reason, because I care about every single one of you in this room, sitting here today. I care about every single one of you watching this show. That's the only reason I'm here. It's the only reason I do this. I don't want to see another person go through adversities, bad things in life that happens to them, and just let it happen.
Yeah.
They're going to happen. What you do with it determines your character, determines who you are, determines how you're going to progress in life. Do something with it.
Yeah.
Make something of yourself.
Because the gift of our life is probably the most powerful and profound and valuable gift we will ever have.
Yes.
And I thank you for what you're doing. I really
Thank you
do.
very much.
Lee Shelby, author, speaker, my friend, and hopefully now someone that you're going to invite into your world to help you achieve the Zoe life. No hands and no excuses. Best-selling book. Get yourself a copy. Get connected to him. Website, social media, connect with this man, and embark upon your journey to discover your Zoe life. I'm Damon Davis. We'll see you again next time. Thank you. Wow, fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Can you lose 30 pounds or more in 30 days? Now you can. You can finally lose the weight you've always wanted, not by counting points, not by prepackaged fad diets, and without exercise or unnecessary medications, but by brand new cutting-edge technology that's been proven to work through testimonial after testimonial. Guaranteed. Your first step is to pick up the phone and call the Zoe Weight Loss and Body Balancing Expert team of trained doctors and health consultants right now. Zoe's technology-based biometric body analysis utilizes cellular biocommunication to identify specifically why you're gaining weight and having difficulty keeping it off. This information targets specific biomarkers that have fallen outside of their healthy range. Step 2. Based on your biometric body analysis, the Zoe team develops a targeted plan based upon your body's unique needs. They'll determine precisely what food and supplements your body needs in order for your body to achieve internal balance, thus eliminating unnecessary body fat, toxins, and bacteria that cause weight gain. Step 3. Simply follow the plan for the next 30 days that's been specifically designed for you by Zoe's technology and team of weight loss experts. And for the first time in your life, you'll now have the tools to maintain this healthier, slimmer version of you for the rest of your life. When you follow your body's targeted plan, you can expect incredibly fast results and lose up to 30 pounds or more in just 30 days. Sustainable weight loss while eating real foods, reduced need for prescribed medications, overall improved health through internal cellular balance, including joint relief, lower blood pressure, and increased energy. At Zoe Weight Loss and Body Balancing, you'll be on your way to fat loss and true wellness for the rest of your life. It's that simple. How much would you pay for overall wellness? How much would you pay for as much as 2 pounds of weight loss per day? All of this without pills, expensive exercise equipment, or prepackaged foods. Absolutely. Exclusive to this program, Zoe Wellness Center is offering the initial consultation and the biometric body analysis for only $30 for a limited time. The biometric body analysis and consultation is normally valued at $100, but with this special offer, you will receive $70 off the price if you act right now.
They not only talked about weight, but they told me what was going on inside my body. When they say you could lose up to 30 pounds in 30 days, I was really skeptical, but I kept losing that, about a pound a day. This really is working, and I need to keep following this because it's really going to pay off.
You now have no more excuses to get started on your weight loss journey. Call now.